Oh, Dr. Soriano.
Oh, hey.
Funny seeing you here.
How's it going?
Going good. Do you have time for a few questions, maybe?
Sure. I'm in my commute. I think the ferry's coming soon, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. Perfect. So question number one. Rainier is unique. Does your name have a meaning?
Well, it's French. My mom was a big fan of Grace Kelly. For those of you who, especially for you, who's quite young, I probably don't think that you remember Prince Rainier of Monaco. My mom's a big fan of Grace Kelly, and she named me after her prince. So that's how my name came to be.
Oh, very cool. Where are you from?
I'm originally from the Philippines.
What is your medical specialty?
I'm in geriatrics and palliative medicine.
And what is your role at Mount Sinai?
Well, I'm currently the Senior Associate Dean for Curricular Affairs.
And how long have you been in this role?
So I've been in this role for 2 years, but for the past couple of years during the pandemic, I've been on an interim role. So I've been in this role for about 4 years.
Really cool. And what do you do in this role?
So I'm in charge of the entire curriculum of the medical school. So I'm in charge of setting up the courses and the clerkships that our medical students need to finish to complete their MD degree.
What does an average week look like for you?
I think you can call it a Zoom week. It's all about meetings. Meetings and, sorry, it's just so loud. Meetings as well as meeting with my team in the Curricular Affairs.
Really cool. Sounds like a lot of meetings.
Yep.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
I think it's interacting with medical students and the medical students interacting with the kind of curriculum that we have designed for them and finding value in what we do.
And why did you first become interested in taking on this role?
I'm a very creative person, so I think part of designing a curriculum is more of creativity, as well as ensuring that our medical students are able to acquire the knowledge and skills that we put out. So I think that's the main reason why I'm very interested in it.
Really cool. And when you were interviewing for this job, what was the best question you were asked?
I think the best question is the fact that they think that because I'm always smiling, that I am unable to put a heavy hand in terms of medical students as well as the faculty in designing the curriculum. But the good thing is that one of the interviewers actually said that she's seen the side of me that's more of a heavy-handed as well as more of on the dark side. So I thought it was like, okay, that's quite an interesting and validating question.
Cool. What can you tell me about your first day on the job?
So I think for any person who's doing their first day in the job for any big job like this, there's always this sense of imposter syndrome. Like, why am I here? Why am I in this position? And I think I quickly overcome that because I know that I have the skills and the knowledge to actually do my work. And with the help of my entire team, I think, I'm able to do what needs to be done and get things done in a very, very fast and efficient way.
Speaking of your team, who are you most thankful for on your team?
It's very hard to find one person because we work like a cohesive machine. And I think the most important thing is the fact that we're all friends. And I think the best people to work with are the people that you are very friendly and a very good relationship working. Oh, that sound means that the boat is always coming in. So I'll see you on the other side, and we'll probably continue this afterwards.
Okay, see you over there.
Cool. Oh, hey.
Hey, Dr. Soriano.
How the hell did you get here so fast?
Oh, we're pretty fast. So, continuing with your questions, what medical school did you go to?
So I went to the Philippines. So it's called the University of Santo Tomas. So it's a Catholic university.
And how did you decide to go there?
So I come from a family of engineers. So it's the top medical school in the Philippines, one of the two.
And when you were applying to this school, did you have a revisit weekend?
I couldn't hear.
Did you have a revisit weekend at the school?
No, not at all. It's just either you get accepted or you don't.
And when you got to med school, who was the first friend that you made?
So I have a friend who's now a radiation oncologist at MD Anderson. So he's a very good friend of mine. So we were seatmates because we were alphabetized, our seating plan. So he's S and I'm S as well. So we became very good friends.
Wow, really cool. And what was your favorite year of medical school?
I think my favorite year is the third year because I think that's where my knowledge clearly ballooned in terms of what I know. And I thought that was like, I am the best student there is. So that was like phenomenal.
What was your least favorite?
My what?
Your least favorite year?
I think my least favorite year was first year. It's just trying to get your bearings straight and just trying to figure out how to study. It's a new thing, so medical school is tough, but at the same time, trying to get my bearings as well as trying to get the cadence. First year was tough.
I can definitely relate. What was your favorite class in med school?
Biochemistry. I know it's probably one of the unpopular topics, but I just love biochemistry.
What was your least favorite?
My least favorite really is psychiatry. I'm not a fan that much of some of the things. I shouldn't say that. I will just. So my least favorite is psychiatry.
Fair enough. Both controversial decisions. What kept you going through long study sessions as a medical student?
I eat. I actually did not drink coffee before coming to the United States. So I ate to keep me awake.
That sounds relatable as well. And who was your most impactful mentor during med school?
I think my most impactful mentor really is my biochemistry teacher. I think he was a young individual who really loved the subject, but also knew how to break down very difficult and challenging concepts into bite-sized pieces for you to understand. And sometimes when I teach, I try to emulate what he has done, and that has become my principle when teaching.
And how did you meet your mentor?
Through the class. So he introduced himself, and from then on, he became a good friend as well.
What was the specialty you thought you would go into on the first day of medical school?
I thought I was going to OBGYN.
And what was the specialty that you went into?
I went to geriatrics and palliative medicine.
What?
So it's a little bit opposite from OBGYN.
What made you fall in love with geriatrics and palliative medicine?
I'm a big believer of taking care of the whole person. It's very hard for me to become a cardiologist or a pulmonologist and just think of the heart and the lung. Whenever you come to me, if I were a specialist, I would always think about your flu shot or your pneumonia shot or what kind of home safety devices do you have. So I've always wanted a career wherein I took care of the whole person.
Really cool. What was the specialty that you almost went into?
I almost went into OBGYN. I really love the interface between surgical as well as primary care. But at that time, I was still going back to the Philippines. That has always been my plan. And most Filipino women would first and foremost go to a female OB-gynecologist first because that is our culture. And I thought that it'll be hard to establish a career as a male OB-gynecologist back in the Philippines.
What's the specialty that you would never go into?
Psychiatry. Not knowing fully well that geriatric medicine has a lot of geriatric psychiatry, so I've grown to love it as well.
Were there any times when you doubted that you would make it as a doctor?
Yes, when I was failing subjects. No. I think it's just trying to establish myself as an independent person, taking care of patients. I doubted whether I can actually do this. Am I going to kill someone? Am I going to give them wrong medication? So there are periods of time where I doubted whether I can actually do what I'm supposed to do.
If you weren't in medicine, what would you be doing now?
I think I'll be a zillionaire somewhere in Cupertino. I'm a very creative person. I'm very good with my hands. I'm very good with the tech. And I think I'll be a programmer or some CEO of a startup technology firm. And I firmly believe that. Even some of my colleagues who have seen my work in technology, they do know that I am in the wrong career.
Well, why live in Cupertino when you could live here in New York City?
Exactly.
If you could change one thing about medicine, what would it be?
I think for me, it's the cost. I'm always drawn by the fact that our health system is very, very expensive. I've seen some of my friends who have earned a lot of money and save a lot of money, but when illness strike them, it is quite concerning that it draws all of the resources that they have to just compensate for all the health expenses that they have. So if there's one thing that I would change, I'd probably change the way the healthcare system is actually reimbursed or paid for, and then consequently, how medical education is also expensive, and I'd like that to be changed as well.
Awesome. We've got some questions now about daily life.
Okay.
What time do you wake up?
I always wake up at 5:45. Whether that be in the weekend or even when I'm on vacation, my body wakes up at 5:45.
That's pretty early.
Yes, pretty early.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
I am a tech person, so I check my iPhone or iPad. That's the first thing I do. And then have coffee.
What do you order on a bagel?
I'm a plain guy, plain cream cheese. And if I want some spice, I add scallions.
Yum. And after a long day at work, what's the best way to decompress?
I go to the gym. I go to gym classes after work. That's how I decompress and put a lot of my energy into a punching bag or weights or on a treadmill or in a bike.
And it's been a long week of work and you have a weekend coming up with no plans. What do you decide to do?
I watch a movie, or I read a book, or I watch a play.
Do you have any pets?
No. I used to have cats until I realized I have severe allergies to cats. I thought I had seasonal allergies until a doctor told me that I was allergic to cats.
Oh, that's quite tragic. Are there any artistic hobbies that you keep up with?
I like to draw. I like to sing. I like to dance. Give me a beat and I'll be happy.
All right, it's the weekend and you're on a road trip and someone hands you the aux cord. What do you decide to play?
My playlist sounds like a 14-year-old girl. So as long as the music has a melody and a beat, I'm down for it.
I like it. And who would you be on the road trip with?
My friends. I love hanging out also well with my nephews. So that's also something that probably will be. I also don't want to forget my husband too. So he has to be on the passenger seat as well.
And once you take the aux cord, would they agree on your music choice?
No, absolutely not.
All right, we're going to let you bike up to Sinai and we'll see you here in a little bit.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll magically appear again.
Hey, Dr. Soriano.
Oh, hey.
Are you ready for your speed round?
Oh, yeah. Great seeing you again.
All right, perfect. So, what's your favorite animal, not a dog or cat?
Horse?
If you could eat dinner with anyone in history, who would it be?
Probably George Washington.
And what would you be eating?
Probably mutton.
Do you like coffee, tea, or soda?
Coffee.
What's one random task you wish you could be good at?
It's not too random, but it's swimming.
Night in or go out on the town?
Out of the town.
Indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Early bird or night owl?
Actually, both.
I don't know how that works. But
I sleep 4 hours, so that's good.
Wow. Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Cook at home or eat out?
Eat out.
And what about tonight?
Definitely eat out.
Cafe or bar?
Cafe.
Staycation or awaycation?
Awaycation.
What's the last one that you took?
Went to Mexico.
How was that?
Oh, it's fantastic. It was the beach. It's great.
Nice. Trains or planes?
Planes.
Subway or bus?
Subway.
Window or aisle?
Aisle.
Movies or books?
Movies.
Last one that you watched?
I went to see Shazam.
Oh, nice. E-bikes or not e-bikes?
Not e-bikes.
All right. So I have three options here. You have to pick one. Be an expert at any sport, be an expert at any musical instrument, or be fluent in any language.
Be fluent in any language.
That'd be really useful in New York.
Yeah, good for travel.
Right. Favorite season in New York?
Fall, definitely.
And favorite part of Central Park?
Any part.
Any park.
The conservatory is actually quite good.
Nice. And we have beautiful East Meadow here, also known as Sinai Quad. All right, so thanks for the rapid fire round, Dr. Soriano.
Sure.
We're going to let you finish your commute now and see you up at Sinai.
Okay, cool. I'll see you soon.
Hey, Dr. Soriano.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Are you ready for your last 6 questions?
Sure.
All right. What's the best place on or around Mount Sinai's campus?
I think the best place is the conservatory around here, especially during this time. It's fantastic. The flowers are absolutely amazing.
What's your favorite thing about working with Sinai students?
I think it's the culture within Mount Sinai. It's always a give and take. I love nurturing medical students at the same time. I like their vibrancy, their excitement, as well as the amount of effort that they put into the curriculum, as well as to the Sinai community.
What's your favorite thing about working with Sinai faculty?
I think working with friends. I do value their friendship. I value the amount of dedication that they put into the curriculum and to the medical school. And I think the ingredients of medical students and faculty just work together effortlessly here at Mount Sinai.
And what makes Sinai unique?
I think it's unique because of its students and also because of its faculty. Most medical schools here have a very long tradition, and we're not challenged by that tradition, so we don't have to follow a tradition that's been there for many, many years. I think being a Mount Sinai medical school, we're able to start anything that we think is important for the good of the community, for the good of the health system, but also for the good of the Mount Sinai in general. So,
what is a question students who are here at Revisit Weekend should ask other Sinai students?
I think the Revisit medical students should really ask our current medical students about their time commitment in the curriculum, how the curriculum serves the goals that they have as future physicians in the United States, but also how the environment of Mount Sinai fulfills themselves as, as persons, because I think there's a lot that both the medical school, New York City, and the community of Mount Sinai has to offer them.
All right, and question 73 out of 73.
Finally.
What is a question students who are here at Revisit Weekend should ask faculty like you?
I think they should ask the faculty what their dedication is towards the school and to the medical students. I think there's more than just planning a curriculum, implementing it, but there's a lot of mentoring as well as advising that happens, as well as coaching throughout the school. And I think medical students need to know the faculty are multifaceted, that they can actually be educators, but at the same time, be mentors, advisees, mentees, and even friends as they move through the curriculum of the 4 years of Mount Sinai or more.
All right, thanks for answering all my questions, Dr. Soriano.
Okay, great. So I can go to work now.